Welcome to Lesson 8.1, Part 1, Demand Planning Flows and IBP Integration, Concepts and Processes from SAP S/4HANA Cloud Supply Chain CS4CSC by KRTI Edu. In this session, we'll explore how SAP's cloud-based demand planning translates business forecasts into actionable supply requirements through S/4HANA Cloud and integrated business planning. Let's begin connecting strategy to execution. Demand planning bridges customer needs and operational readiness. In this lesson, we'll study how forecasts are created, how they flow through S/4HANA Cloud, and how they link with IBP for integrated planning. You'll learn the complete life cycle, from forecast input to MRP-driven supply proposals within a single digital framework. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to explain how demand planning works in SAP S/4HANA Cloud, differentiate planning strategies like make-to-stock, make-to-order, and planning with final assembly, identify the key data flow between S/4HANA and IBP, and understand how MRP transforms forecasts into procurement and production signals. You'll also become familiar with core Fiori apps used in daily planning activities. What is demand planning? Demand planning predicts customer requirements and drives all downstream operations. It leverages historical sales, promotions, and external factors to create reliable forecasts. These forecasts determine when and how much material should be produced or procured. In short, accurate demand planning minimizes shortages, optimizes working capital, and ensures customer satisfaction. Demand planning in SAP context. In SAP S/4HANA Cloud, demand planning is executed at two levels. Operational planning happens within S/4HANA Cloud itself, focusing on short-term execution. Strategic or tactical planning happens in IBP, which is built for simulation, forecasting, and what-if analysis. Together, they ensure that what's planned strategically is executed operationally, seamlessly, and accurately. Planning horizons and frequencies. Planning operates across different time horizons, daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly. Short-term planning feeds execution, while long-term planning refines strategy. Typically, forecasts are updated monthly in IBP, released weekly to S/4HANA, and monitored daily through Fiori dashboards. This cadence ensures visibility and agility throughout the supply chain. Forecast data sources. Forecasts in SAP can come from multiple sources: historical demand trends, manual inputs from planners, collaborative customer forecasts, or IBP's statistical models. Each forecast converts into planned independent requirements, known as PIRs, in S/4HANA Cloud. These PIRs represent expected demand, serving as the starting point for material requirements planning. Planning strategies overview. Planning strategies define how SAP handles forecast and actual order interaction. Make-to-stock (MTS) plans production purely from forecast. Make-to-order (MTO) produces only upon confirmed customer orders. Planning with final assembly (AS) combines both, allowing forecasts to reserve capacity and then consume as sales orders arrive. Choosing the right strategy is crucial for balancing service levels and cost. Planning strategy selection. The planning strategy is assigned directly in the product master under the MRP view. For example, Strategy Group 10 defines a forecast-based approach, while Strategy 40 allows forecast consumption by sales orders. These choices dictate how MRP interprets and prioritizes demands, ensuring flexibility across industries like manufacturing or retail. MRP types and control parameters. Each material is also controlled by an MRP type, defining how it's planned. PD triggers standard MRP, VB is for reorder point logic, and ND indicates no planning. Planners also maintain parameters like lot size, planning time fence, and procurement type. Together, these define the material's behavior during MRP runs. MRP types and control parameters. Each material is also controlled by an MRP type, defining how it's planned. PD triggers standard MRP, VB is for reorder point logic, and ND indicates no planning. Planners also maintain parameters like lot size, planning time fence, and procurement type. Together, these define the material's behavior during MRP runs. MRP Live versus Classic MRP for HANA Cloud uses MRP Live, a high-performance in-memory planning engine. It replaces traditional batch-based MRP by running directly on the HANA database for real-time insights. Classic MRP transactions like MD01N still exist for compatibility, but MRP Live, Fiori app F3459, is the default for cloud environments due to speed and scalability. Key Fiori apps for planning execution. Planners rely on intuitive Fiori apps. Manage planned independent requirements, F3442, for forecast maintenance. Monitor material coverage, F3458, for tracking stock demand gaps. Manage MRP runs, F3459, for execution control. And Stock Requirements List, F3373, for visibility into planning results. These apps transform planning from spreadsheets into actionable analytics. Demand to supply flow, the overall process. Planners enter or import forecasts as PIRs, MRP executes, and supply elements like planned orders or purchase requisitions are created. AATP later checks if the stock and supply meet customer order commitments. Embedded analytics validate the success of demand fulfillment across the network. Integration with IBP overview. SAP IBP connects with S/4HANA Cloud through SAP Cloud Integration, CPI, on the business technology platform. IBP manages planning versions and key figures, forecast quantity, supply, and inventory. These are transferred to S4, where MRP consumes them. The integration ensures one synchronized plan across the enterprise. Master data synchronization. Master data consistency is essential for accurate planning. Products, locations, and BOM data must remain aligned between IBP and S/4HANA. Integration jobs run periodically using SAP's pre-configured content, maintaining harmonized data for smooth planning and execution. Example: forecast release to S/4HANA Cloud. Imagine monthly forecasts finalized in IBP. These are released to S/4HANA via CPI and automatically appear as PIRs. Planners review them using the Manage Planned Independent Requirements app and trigger MRP runs. Within minutes, supply proposals appear in Monitor Material Coverage, ready for review. Exam tips and key takeaways. Remember, IBP forecast, PIR. The former is strategic, the latter operational. Understand strategy groups and their effect on consumption. Be able to identify apps and their purpose. Know that MRP Live is the standard in the cloud. These concepts form the foundation for certification success. You've now seen how demand planning flows connect IBP and S/4HANA Cloud through forecasting, data synchronization, and MRP execution. In Part 2, we'll move deeper into configuration and practical flow execution, demonstrating how planning data translates into supply actions and analytics. KRTI Edu. Learn, practice, certify, succeed.